Good morning, guys. Mr. Zuray here. I'm going to do another read aloud for you, but before we get started, you know the drill. We got to sing our song. Here it goes. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Put a smile on your face, it's a brand new day. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Each day is a new gift to open and use. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. It's a brand new day. Good morning. All right, today we are going to read from a book of one of my favorite kind of stories, and that is Winnie the Pooh. I grew up watching these on TV and reading their books, and so I can't wait to share one of the stories from this book. The first one we're just going to do the first one. And that is one called Be Patient Pooh. It's always good to learn how to be patient. Sometimes we have to wait for the things that we want. So let's read about what Pooh has to be patient for. Here we go. One morning, Winnie the Pooh woke up thinking about cake, presents, and balloons. That sounds like a lot of my mornings. It's not every day that a bear wakes up thinking of those things, but this day was Pooh's birthday, and his friends were throwing him a party. Ooh, I can't wait. A birthday party for me, Pooh thought excitedly. I can't wait. I can't wait either. It's going to be fun. He leapt out of bed and looked at his clock. It is time for my birthday party yet? He asked. The clock's little hand pointed at the 8, and the big hand pointed at the 12. Breakfast time, thought Pooh. That's always a good time. I agree. He went to the kitchen and pulled out 3 pots of honey. By the time I finish these, it'll be almost time for my party, he said. But when he licked the last drop of honey from the bottom of the 3rd pot, it still wasn't time for his party. Oh, how sad. Next, Pooh did some exercises in his bedroom. Once he finished a round of them, he did the exercises again. When that was done, it still wasn't time for his party. I'd better go to Rabbit's house to see how the party is coming along, Pooh said to himself as he hurried to his friend's home. He's just gotta wait. When Pooh arrived at Rabbit's, he knocked loudly at his friend's door. How's the party coming? Pooh asked. Everything is fine, Rabbit said as he opened the door. The party will be ready at dinner time. Can I see my cake? Pooh asked. He tried to look around Rabbit. Not yet, Rabbit said, blocking Pooh's view. You have to wait until dinner time. Pooh sighed. It wasn't anywhere near dinner time yet, and the morning had been longer than any other morning he could ever remember. He sat down on his favorite rock near the stream. He watched the bubbly water racing past. The water must be rushing to a birthday party, Pooh said. Maybe having a little party company would help pass the time, thought Pooh. He knocked at Piglet's door, and he could hear the sound of paper rustling inside. Are you wrapping my present, Piglet? Pooh asked. Don't come in yet, Piglet cried. He finished tying a purple ribbon around Pooh's present, and he hid it in the closet. You can come in now, he called to Pooh. Can I see my present, Piglet? What do you think we'll do at the party, Piglet? Do you think Rabbit will put pink roses on my cake? How much longer do you think it'll be, Piglet? Pooh asked breathlessly. He settled in Piglet's comfy chair. It is nice to have company to talk to about all these things, Pooh says. It helps pass the time in a friendly way, doesn't it? Piglet was trying to decide which question to answer first when Tigger and Roo knocked at the door. Lunchtime, Tigger cried as he and Roo bounced in. Piglet looked at his clock. The big head and the little hand were both pointing to 12. Lunchtime, said Pooh thoughtfully. That's a lot closer to dinner time than breakfast time is, isn't it? It's right now, Tigger said impatiently. Lunchtime is one of my favorite times of the day, said Pooh. He helped Piglet, Tigger, and Roo set the table. As Pooh licked his last bit of pot of honey clean, he sighed happily. This is almost like a party right now. Oh no, said Tigger. A party has streamers and noisemakers and fancy hats and ice cream and... Pooh thought about streamers and noisemakers and fancy hats and ice cream and cake and presents and balloons. It's almost time for the party! Is it almost time for the party? He asked. Oh dear, I hope not, Piglet said. I promised to help Rabbit decorate. Me too, said Tigger. Me too, said Roo. Piglet, Tigger, and Roo hurried off to Rabbit's house. While Pooh waited, he decided to wash Piglet's lunch dishes. By the time I finish these, it'll be time for my party, he thought. But when he dried the last drop of water from the last dish, it was still not time for his party. Waiting is hard, sighed Pooh. Maybe I should ask Christopher Robin if he knows something about it. When Pooh arrived at Christopher Robin's house, he asked his friend his question. Why does it take so long to be time for my party? It just seems long, Pooh, Christopher Robin said. When you have to wait, the best thing to do is something you really like. What do bears like to do? Asked Pooh, hoping Christopher Robin could remind him. Well, I'm reading the great story about a pirate bear who's looking for buried treasure, Christopher Robin said. Would you like me to read it to you? Yes, please, Pooh said happily. The two friends snuggled together under a shady tree, and Christopher Robin began to read. Pooh forgot all about cake, presents, and balloons. He closed his eyes and saw tall ships, rolling waves, and buried treasure. They were almost to the end when Christopher Robin checked his watch. The little hand pointed at the 5, and the big hand pointed at the 12. Dinner time, he said to Pooh. You mean it's time for my party? Already? Pooh cried. Christopher Robin took Pooh's present from its hiding place and headed towards Rabbit's house. Come on, Pooh, he cried. Cake and presents and balloons. It's time, sang Pooh. As they walked along together, Pooh was the first one to reach the door. Rabbit swung it open and shouted, Happy birthday! Inside, Pooh was his beautiful birthday cake with pink roses. Honey pots were all wrapped in festive paper, lots of colorful balloons, and streamers. Happy birthday, Pooh! His friends all shouted. Everyone was there. Eeyore, Rabbit, Kanga, Roo, Owl, Tigger, and Piglet. Oh, cried Pooh, party time is my favorite time ever. Then Pooh hugged his good friends Piglet and Christopher Robin, and thanks to you two, he whispered. Waiting was a lot of